I'm Jack Tabner. I'm the Executive Director of Transformation and Digital, the longest title in history, at Medway NHS Foundation Trust. For those that don't know Medway, we are a district general hospital, single site acute trust in North Kent, about 500 beds. A busy single site hospital, very busy emergency department, about 130,000 attends a year. So it's an organisation that might not be best known for innovation, and it's got quite a bruised and checkered history in terms of in and out of quality special measures and financial special measures. So like lots of trusts up and down the country. I'm here today to talk to you about the Innovation Institute, and I realise the thread is about digital, so I'm going to focus on digital innovation. But the Medway Innovation Institute really isn't just about digital innovation. It's an innovation accelerator that we started back in July for two reasons. The first was we had a horrible CQC report, a really concerning report that, particularly on the well-led side, talked about some really bruising things for me to read as a transformation director. But it talked about things like a pride deficit. It talked about silo working. Innovation being stifled by red tape and bureaucracy. So very welcome messaging from Mr. Gould. And it talked about a top-down and directive culture where large-scale change wasn't engaged with well by clinicians first and foremost. And so all of those things combined, that makes for not an easy message to hear as an executive team and as a board. And so building on that, we had then, I don't know if you were aware of it, COVID-19. Against that backdrop, really, while there was such horrific stuff going on, you must have heard this all day, innovation, digital, there were some really great silver linings. And at Medway, I saw that day in, day out, clinical leaders who wanted nothing to do with me and my transformation team and the work that we were doing prior to COVID, suddenly were the best innovators in the business. They were effusive in their praise for the way that we'd supported them and the way that they had led clinically during COVID, problem solving every day to respond to the needs of the pandemic. And so we wanted to sort of capture that and carry it on, and in so doing, respond to some of those quite bruising messages in our CQC report. And so the Innovation Institute was then born. And it's got a really diverse leadership team, including one of our brilliant non-exec directors, Jenny Chong, who has a background in technology startups and still to this day mentors innovation ventures and tech startups. But it's essentially a collaboration at MFT and increasingly out into our ICP of our research and innovation department, our clinical audit and effectiveness team, me and my team in transformation, and my team in IT, supported and led really by doctors and nurses and therapists. But really, we wanted a single front door for good ideas, and we wanted to make sure that those ideas didn't get tied up in red tape and delivered as quickly as possible to improve patient care. And so there's three offers really in terms of what we provide. The first is training and building the improvement muscle of the organisation. And we realised that we needed to be much clearer about our change method and clarify our offer for quality improvement training and coaching, learning from some fantastic organisations up and down the country that have got this right. The second thing was we wanted seed funding. We wanted to make sure that individual business cases weren't taking time out of the business where actually, do you know what, if we can just give you £5,000, £10,000, you can get going. Our ethos is you fail fast, but let's not spend 6 months writing the damn business case. And we were able to do that because we were quite bold as a board, and we ring-fenced some seed funding for innovation across the piece. And again, we've built in sort of longevity to that by saying that any efficiencies that we save through this, 25% of it goes back into those project areas as reinvestment, which in an organisation like Medway that's been sipped quite heavily in recent years, that's very welcome messaging.